Magandia was a beautiful daughter of a wealthy Brahmin in Kuru. After meeting the Buddha, her father was certain that no other man would be a more worthy husband for his daughter, so he offered Magandia to the Buddha. The Buddha then proceeded to explain how he overcame sensual desire and how a body like Magandia's was nothing more than a filthy vessel filled with urine, pus, blood, and other impurities. Upon hearing this, the Brahmin and his wife became enlightened as anagamis, non-returners. Magandia, on the other hand, felt personally insulted by the Buddha's words and vowed to marry into power and get her vengeance on him and his religion. Magandia eventually became a consort of King Udena. Because of her immense beauty, she was elevated immediately to the level of chief consort and was well received by all. Queen Samavati was also a chief consort of King Udena. She was kind, gentle, with all her servants and maids, and because of her sweet and compassionate nature, she was well loved by all. Queen Samavati was a steadfast disciple of the Buddha and would support bhikkhus and bhikkhunis at every opportunity. She was compassionate to all and often gave dana, or charity, to the poor. She even looked after animals with equal care. Her compassion was limitless. In contrast, Magandia's heart was filled with evil. Even though she was extremely beautiful and desired by all who saw her, her heart was never content. Ever since the Buddha turned down her hand in marriage, Magandia had been overcome with thoughts of hatred and vengeance. Not only did this man, the Buddha, reject her, but he also insulted her best quality, her beauty. Since Queen Samavati was a devout Buddhist, Magandia focused her hatred on the queen as a representative of the Buddha. King Udena had 3 beautiful consorts. However, only Queen Samavati could touch the king on a spiritual level. The king felt an emotional connection with her that he did not have with the others. This caused Magandia to feel more hatred and jealousy towards her. Queen Samavati received the unwavering love and respect from everyone in the palace, and this caused Magandia's hatred to grow immensely. The Buddha would often receive invitations to receive alms or give sermons while he was staying near Kosambi. When Queen Samavati heard this, she was overjoyed. The queen and her maidservants would quickly gather whenever they heard news that the Buddha would pass by. She and her maidservants would pay their respects inconspicuously, as she did not want to displease the temperamental King Udena by gathering publicly. Hidden from view behind a wall, they used holes to view the Buddha and his monks as they walked past. This gave Magandia a chance to try her first plan. She went to the king privately and voiced her concerns that she heard rumors that Queen Samavati was betraying the king and plotting to kill him. She told the king that Queen Samavati was using holes in the walls to communicate with foreign agents. The king was skeptical, but was still concerned. When the king saw the holes in the wall and Queen Samavati and all her maidservants huddled nearby, the king grew hot with anger. Magandia was right. When he approached Samavati, she gently explained what they were doing. The king's anger subsided, and he allowed her to continue to pay her respects to the Buddha through the holes in the wall. Later, when Magandia heard that the Buddha and his monks had returned to Kosambi, she hatched her second plan. She figured she could hurt Queen Samavati by harming the good name of the Buddha and his monks. Magandia had her servants spread evil rumors about the Buddha, his monks, and his nuns. The rumors caught wind and spread like wildfire throughout the town. The monks were so distressed by the rumors that Ananda asked the Buddha whether it would be better if they left Kosambi for a better place. The Buddha then asked Ananda, "What would we do then if this happens in the next place?" "We would leave, my lord." "And if it happens in the next place?" "We would leave, my lord." "And if it happened in the next place?" "We would leave, my lord." "And if it happened again?" "We would leave again, my lord," he said. The Buddha explained that if they had to leave and run away every time there was a problem or something that displeased them, they would never stop running. The Buddha told Ananda to tell the monks to bear it, and eventually the truth of their actions would overcome the rumors. Within a week, the rumors subsided since they had no basis in reality, and the monks' good actions overcame the skeptics. By the time the rumors reached the ears of King Udena, they had already dissipated. Thus, Magandia's second plan failed. For her third plan, Magandia sent her servant to her uncle. She had her uncle send and offer many live chickens to King Udena. When the offering was made, Magandia told the king to send the chickens to Queen Samavati to stew for him. When the live chickens were brought to Queen Samavati, she kindly refused. Being a Sotapanna and a devout follower of the Buddha, she upheld the 5 precepts and would not take the lives of any living beings. When the chickens were returned to the king, he was furious. Magandia then advised the king to test Queen Samavati's loyalty. She told him to send the chickens back to her and ask her to stew them for the Buddha. Along the way, she had her servants kill the chickens. When Samavati was brought the dead chickens with an order from the king to stew them for the Buddha, she was ecstatic. Queen Samavati and her handmaids quickly prepared many pots of stew and brought them to the king. When the king saw them, he fumed with anger. How dare she care more about the Buddha than him? How dare she deny stewing chickens for him, but turn around and stew those same chickens for the Buddha? The king immediately questioned her. How could she do this to him? Samavati explained that as a Buddhist, she could not harm or kill any living being. Therefore, when the live chickens were brought to her, she refused to cook them. But when the chickens were brought to her already dead, and she was ordered to cook them for the Buddha, she was able to do so. With her explanation, the king's anger subsided. As to what happens next, stay tuned for part 3.
What do you think the moral of this story is?
We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads.